I tried to trim my beard the other day, and
Damn, I messed up. We gotta go bald, fam.
Oh, shit.
you can pretty much guess how that went. That's why you're seeing a glowing PNG of me. Appearances aside, though, let's talk about some fighting games. I was having a real rough time on Street Fighter this week. Things just weren't going my way. I wasn't playing well. Everything that I had learned was kind of in one ear and out the other. I wasn't retaining information. I wasn't using any information. I was just playing the game and having a terrible time. So anytime I feel lost like that, or anytime I feel confused, or I don't know what to do, I always end up back on this video. I've rewatched this 3 times now, and every time I rewatch it, I pick up on something new. It's 40 minutes, you know, you're always going to pick up on something new, but it also helps that I rewatch it at different points in my fighting game career. So I have more context, experience, things like that. I can apply these things a lot easier the more and more I play the game and the more I revisit it. It's just a great way for me to recenter myself when I feel like I've forgotten everything, or I feel like I'm lost in a sense, and I'm just playing this weird like V-Trigger 50-50 gamble game on Street Fighter 5, right? This is what brings you back to reality. And this time specifically, I caught something that Juicebox said that really, I don't know, it was like a breakthrough for me. As soon as he said it, I wrote it down instantly. It was like I didn't even have to think about it. I just knew that that was something I needed to latch on to, and I want to read it to you real quick. I'm going to give you some in-game examples in a minute here, but just calm down for a second, you know? Just relax and listen to what I'm about to say. What button will they defend themselves with? Think about this when you're walking forward, when you're taking up space. What button will they poke with? Think about this while they are walking forward, while you're defending. It's 2 rules. It's the 2 very basic rules of footsies that every player starts with. You know, Daigo, Fudo, everybody that you love to watch thinks about the game like this on a fundamental level. And it evolves, right? You'll start thinking about where you want to stand, when you need to move. All that stuff comes into play. But at the very baseline, if you need something to think about when you load into a game, think about that. That's only half of it, right? That's the conceptual part. Let's talk about the practical application. What I want you to do with me now is open up your favorite game. Open up Street Fighter 4, 5, 6, if you're playing that weird beta thing. Guilty Gear, whatever you play, open it up. You know, pick a stage, pick your character, and then pick random select, okay? I'm gonna pick 11 in this case. It's random select, just fancier, and he looks cooler. We can see I got little blue Kage here now. What I need you to do is think about a situation or a button that a lot of these players like to throw out when they're playing whatever character showed up on the other side of your screen. For Kage, they love walking forward and pressing forward heavy punch. This one right here, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the bot to do 2 little jabs and then walk forward, forward heavy punch, and then block. And so effectively what I'm saying is I think when he walks forward, he's going to press forward heavy punch. And that's what I've set the bot to do. The jabs are just to set your timing. The key to it though is that you walk backwards before he walks forwards to start taking up space and press his button. That's kind of what the jabs are for, or to set that timing in your head. You can see I need to walk backwards before he steps forward. And Juicebox talks about this a lot in the video, that, you know, you might not feel comfortable walking backwards before he even walks forwards, because what if he doesn't press the button? The thing is though, the risk of just taking a step back or just walking backwards is not very high. Of course, you don't want to hold it and walk yourself into the corner, but walking backwards a little bit to make up space, to give yourself space to react, is a big deal. Like, you need to be thinking about doing that a lot more. So in action, it looks something like this. You know, that was very good spacing. Sometimes it won't be like that. Sometimes you might walk forward a little bit too much, right? Then it whiffs, and you have to hope that your button reaches. Cammy's stand heavy punch is broken, so it reaches in this case. Right there, it doesn't, right? Things like that. And this changes from character to character, because they all have different normals, right? They all have different normals that do different things. Luke, for example, has normals that carry him so far. Look how far these carry him. So this means when I am predicting a button, or I think he's going to press a certain button, I might walk backwards a lot more than I do against Kage. Because to make a button like this whiff, that carries him so far forward, you have to give yourself a lot of space. And now I know that we talked about whiff punishing and all that and spaking yourself around buttons. You're probably thinking, what do I do if he doesn't swing? What do I do if he doesn't whiff buttons? What if he just walks forward? Continuously just walks forward, never presses anything, and I'm always walking backwards waiting for a button to come. This is where you have to start throwing out pokes. You know, on Cammy it's stand medium kick, on Luke it's stand medium kick too. But this is where you have to start pressing pokes to get them to stop walking forward. And then the paradigm shifts, because now you're the one at risk of being whiff punished by pressing this poke to stop his approach. And when the person is walking forward, they're going to say, well, he likes to defend himself with stand medium kick, so I'm going to walk forward. Maybe I block it, or maybe I walk slightly forward, and then I walk a little bit back. You know, I take this little slight step backwards and I make it whiff. And that's the second part of the rule that I was talking about. When I'm walking forward, I'm looking for their best poker. I'm looking for the poke that they're defending themselves with. And when they're walking forward, I'm looking for whatever they like to poke me with. The spacing, the mind games, all that stuff will come with time and experience. It's mostly the idea of these two baseline rules that I wanted to kind of plant in your brain, and I hope takes root and, I don't know, helps you play better, helps you get to where you want to be, or get a little bit closer to where you want to be. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider subscribing. I'll talk to you again very soon.